Hello and welcome to our reading corner. I have a book. Look at that building. A first book of structures. Let's take a look inside our book to see what they have going on. Buildings all around us. You've probably noticed that your house has floors, walls, and windows. But did you know it might have a foundation, a frame, and beams too? Let's go for a walk with our 5 friends to find out about how buildings are put together. So this says, a building is a structure, something that is made up of different parts. Buildings are all around us and have lots of different uses. Sally's dad has built her a treehouse. Her friends have come over to see it. What a great little building. Everybody is having fun, except Max. He can't climb up to join them. Maybe Max needs his own house. Let's go to the library. We can get a book on how to build a doghouse. And we can look at buildings on the way. Firm foundation. Yuli thinks that such a deep hole must have taken a lot of digging. Martin is watching the construction workers pour concrete. This foundation is going to be very strong. A foundation is the lowest part of a building. It keeps the rest of the building stable by anchoring it securely in the ground. A place to stand. Next stop, the library. Pedro is making sure the floor is solid enough to hold all these books. A floor is the surface we stand on in a building. Floors are made of a very durable material so that they last a long time. So what you're standing on now, that's the floor. Look up. As they leave the library, Nick notices the beams above his head. They are wide and very long. How many beams can you see? A beam is usually a long, thick piece of wood, stone, or metal. It is very rigid so that it can support floors, ceilings, and other building parts. You can't always see the beams, but most structures have them. So let's count the beams we see. 1, 2, 3, 4. We see 4 beams here. Nature's buildings. Some animals build their own homes. Too bad Max can't build his own doghouse. Yuli decides they just will have to do a great job for him. To make their nest, wasps chew tiny bits of wood into a pulp. Then they spit out the pulp and pat it into place with their feet. When it hardens, they have a waterproof home. Most birds make nests too. They use twigs, leaves, and sometimes even spider webs. They weave the materials together to make a place to raise their young. What other animal homes can you see? Oh, let's look. There's a beaver home there. We see, oh, this is a hole here. I wonder what's down in there. Look, there's rabbits down in there. Then they talked about the wasp, their homes. Do you see anything else? Oh, I see the squirrel climbing up the tree, and his home is in the tree. He lives in a hole in the tree. Up the wall. Yuli looks in a window at her school. She read at the library that walls do more than just hold up the blackboard. Walls do many important things. They divide a building into rooms and keep the outside outside. They also help keep the roof up. So there's lots of uses for the wall. Frame it. Pedro looks up at the skyscrapers. He can see right through one of them because it is just being built. Pedro is looking at the building's frame. Frames can be made of wood, steel, or concrete. A frame gives the structure shape and support. Other parts, like beams and walls, are built on top of the frame. So look, you can see where they have the frame, and then they have the wall that they're building on top of the frame. Super shapes. Sally has been to the city hall before. She remembers the dome. Look how big it is. The shapes are used. 3 shapes are used in a lot of buildings because they are so strong. An arch is a structure that is curved at the top. The arch shape helps spread weight around. A dome is also curved at the top and helps spread the weight of a structure. It can cover a large space with few supports. A triangle is the strongest shape. Lots of weight can be added to a triangle and it won't change its shape. So you see there's the dome, there's the triangle, and then if you look at the window frames, there's arches there. Cool columns. See, these are columns here. The columns of this bus shelter remind Yuli of trees. They remind Nick of the columns on his porch at home. Columns are used to hold up parts of a structure, such as the roof. Because they support so much weight, they have to be made of sturdy materials. So looking at this, what do you think these are made of? It looks like metal. Indoor, outdoor. Sally loves to look through the big window door at the fire station. The door lets light in and lets fire trucks out in a hurry. Most buildings have doors and windows. Doors allow people and pets to come and go. Windows allow light or sometimes a nice breeze to come in. A roof over our heads. It's raining. Time to find somewhere dry. Martin suggests they go back to the tree fort. Pedro is glad they will have a roof protecting them. A roof is the top covering of a building. It shelters the building from the weather. So you can see at their treehouse, they have a roof to keep the rain away from them. Back to the treehouse. The gang is happy to be back at the cozy treehouse. Max is still downstairs keeping dry on the porch. Soon he will have a cozy house of his very own. I can't wait to start building Max's doghouse. I'm glad we found this book at the library. Now we know where to start. Let's start with the foundation. So, this is how to make a mini doghouse. We are going to make our own mini doghouse. All right, so as you can see, I have already built our foundation. I used 4 popsicle sticks and 4 marshmallows to make. What shape did we make here? We made a square. So this is our foundation, because remember, when you're building a house, you have to start with a foundation. So now we have to start building our walls. So we're gonna keep building, but we're gonna base it off of our foundation. So we're gonna build up. So we stick our stick into that marshmallow, make sure it sticks in there, and we keep building up. We're using our sticks to make sure we have a great foundation. Because without a strong foundation, we can't build our house. So now we're gonna put our marshmallows up here at the top to make sure they all stick together. Once we may have to hold it, because when it's first building, those marshmallows are a little heavy on there. But then once we connect them together, it will hold up. Just like that, we have our first part. Again, you're gonna need adult help to help you, because as you can see, as you're first building it, sometimes it starts leaning over, but as we get it together, it will all stick and it will be sturdy. Little hard, but it's okay. We're working hard and they're gonna stick together. It just takes a little bit of practice to get it to stick. And you may find some other things around to help with getting it to stick also. So we have our, there we go. Think. There we go. It's a little, but like we said, as you keep working with it, it will work, friends. All right, and so our next part we're going to do. All right, so as you can see, we have our foundation here. So with an adult's help, you are going to build the roof of your house. Remember, you need to have a triangular shape on each side to build the roof of your house. So again, you're gonna have an adult help you to finish your doghouse. So I hope you have fun making and finishing up your doghouse. Wow, this was an awesome book to learn about how houses and things around you are made. I hope you had a great time starting to build your doghouse. So again, make sure you get an adult's help to finish your doghouse. And again, you can walk around your neighborhood and see all the great homes that were made. And you have a little bit of knowledge of how these things were made. See you next time. Bye-bye.